auditors become artists? I'm here to tell you today that absolutely anybody, even an auditor, can become an artist, and that creativity thrives on logic and is not contradicted by it. To all you actual auditors out there, this is not a talk on how to commit fraud, I promise. But take a moment with me, if you can, and imagine an auditor. Make the image as visceral as possible. Think about what they say, what they're wearing, what do they look like. Cement the image down to the very last detail. Congratulations, you have just tapped into an amazing tool of creativity, imagination, and daydreaming. But what did you see? A sad beige world full of grey pantsuits, maybe a stale joke. Was it maybe a boys' club or somebody a bit more socially awkward? My name is Amber Murray, and that used to be me. With the nickname Robot Spock, a chartered accountant and a self-proclaimed numbers person, I did not deem myself the creative type. But what is creativity? And here is where the logic starts. Empirical evidence suggests that there are 4 key elements to creativity. It must be an intentional activity. It can't be random. The creative process occurs in a specific environment, which is complex, but an example might be the right frame of mind. It results in the creation of useful, tangible or intangible ideas, and it is a key ability of individuals. Let's take that last word, ability. This is fantastic news. This means that it is a skill that can be practiced and not a talent that you are born with. And I am the perfect example of this. I come from a very creative family. We've got entrepreneurs, professional oil painters, tattoo artists, product design. You think of it, we've got it, apart from me. But I'm not jealous. Okay, maybe a little bit. But I started to surround myself outside of work with diverse, creative people. I watched what they did, how they acted, their behaviors, the questions they asked, and I started to follow them. I used their logic and I put it into a process. And I found myself having better, more creative ideas. I was able to problem solve and think more innovatively, think more outside the box. I had an open mind. But why is this important? Why is creativity important? Well, those people who embed themselves in creativity are seen to have reduced depression and anxiety, and it helps to increase self-esteem. In 2024, 70% of CEOs surveyed said that creative thinking skills were the most important, and that's only increasing in the world of AI. Creative thinking is also a baseline skill for many others, like innovation, problem-solving, strategic thinking, and even empathy. And it allows us to remain cognitively flexible. So what does that mean for us non-creative types? How can we use logic to enhance our creativity? More great news, everybody. Creativity is enhanced by logic, and we can see that through innovation methodologies and techniques like design thinking and future thinking. Let me give you a few examples to bring this to life. A hypothesis, not necessarily traditionally considered a creative activity, but it does require creative thinking skills. A hypothesis is a proposed idea to explain something observed. It's done by somebody who's looking to learn more about something, to learn more about the world. In other words, you could say it has a useful output, it occurs in a specific environment, It's an intentional activity, and it is done by an individual with a skill. So, creative thinking. Imagine what Darwin's friends said when he proposed the theory of evolution. What a creative idea. Another example. Humans are constantly taking inspiration from things around us to help with our innovation. An example might be that the bullet train was designed on a kingfisher diving. But if I take a step back and say, don't think of anything else, don't think of the past, use no influence, innovate something new to me, create something new, invent something. Go on. It's quite hard, isn't it? The brain might go, a bullet train? No, that's already up there. Really difficult. But if I said to you, take this clicker and use it for something new, that's a bit different. Maybe we can do a telephone booth for a doll's house. Could I reprogram it to skip the next song? How about attach a laser on the end and use it as a sword? Maybe a bit dangerous. What about you? Could you think of something new? It's much easier, isn't it? It's like how kids can find a cardboard box, and it's not just a cardboard box, it's a spaceship or a truck, something new. And all of these examples have something in common. They all have structure. They have something to launch from. They didn't start from nothing. So I've come here today to help you add structure into your life to help with your creative thinking. I'm not going to give you structure for your innovation or creative process because there's already so much great content out there. I'm just going to give you some suggestions on how you can structure your day. Suggestion number 1. Make time for being bored. Oh, that's really difficult, isn't it? Being bored is really hard, especially today when we've all got a phone in our pockets that is specifically designed to grab and maintain your attention. But MRI scans show us that brain activity doesn't drop that much, only by 5% when we're bored. But what increases are the parts of the brain that look at recalling autobiographical memory, conceiving the thoughts and feelings of others, as well as conjuring hypothetical situations. In other words, imagination and daydreaming. Suggestion number 2, improve your health. This might not be the most fun or even the easiest or the most creative suggestion, but it has really shown that improving your physical and mental health increases your cognitive capacity. In addition to that, I'm just going to specifically point out sleep. Increased quality and quantity of sleep, again, significantly increases your cognitive capacity. And we've all been really tired, so tired that you've not really been able to string a sentence together. So how are you supposed to create something new? I'm looking at you parents, and I know there are lots of university students in the audience today. So suggestion number 2, get a good night's sleep. Suggestion number 3, and my personal favorite, tap into your inner child. What I love about kids is that they see something for more than it is. They see that box for that spaceship. They're also always asking why. Why this? Why is it done like that? Why? It can be really annoying in the moment, but actually it gives us a moment to reflect and learn more about the world around us and say, why do we do it like that? Why is it built like that? They learn so much about the world around them, and they use that and they launch that and they love it. If you have trouble tapping into your inner child and being a bit goofy every so often, you could always take a class of something new, because that's what a child does. They go boldly in and brave. They don't consider the the risks or the aspect or the risk of failure. They just go for it. So, suggestion number 3, tap into your inner child and go for it. So to summarize, get bored, get a lion, and ask yourself, why can't I build that spaceship? Thank you very much. I have been Amber.